Big Sean.
Yeah, hell no.
Big Sean's better than Pusha T.
Hey, what? Don't say rapping.
Rapping? Today's a beautiful day, man. The sun is shining, the sky's out, the eye's out.
Yeah, this is the Thunder Thighs episode.
Thunder thighs, sun's out, guns out.
Don't do that.
Harmony. We're singing because it's a beautiful day. Okay, so welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 10 of We Should Have Done This Sooner podcast with your host, me, Bruce Dwayne, alongside
Lou.
Before we introduce the topics, I would like y'all to hit that like button, comment, and share. Doing this will help us out. Let us know what we're doing wrong or right, and also let us know that people are listening, right? And please follow us on all our social media platforms, from Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at We Should Have Done This Sooner podcast, or WSDT podcast, to keep up to date with us or to get in contact with us whenever you feel like it. Also, for all our Apple users, we're on iTunes. And for Android users, we are on... I always keep forgetting.
Google Play.
Yeah, Google Play. There you go.
You have an Android.
I don't even listen to anything on Google Play. I download Spotify.
You're not even loyal to the brand.
I'm downloading Spotify just to be honest, Google Play is not hitting for me.
Hope they shut down your phone.
Oh, damn.
Hope they cancel your Google Play account.
Oh, that'll be a sad day for me. So, Lou.
Yo.
I actually wanted to talk to you about people growing.
Like, in size?
Yes, in size, because I need
height,
three more inches in height.
No,
but like people growing mentally, opinion wise, and
like their brain gets bigger.
I said opinion wise.
Yeah, your brain gets bigger when your opinions form.
Is that true?
It's a scientific fact. Google it.
You Google it. You're the one who brought it up.
You want to know if it's true? I'm telling you, it's true.
No, I'm talking about people
growing.
growing.
Me wrong by Googling.
I'm asking about people growing.
Yeah, and I just gave you an answer.
You have to be difficult all the time.
Who said I'm being difficult? I gave you a fact.
You're being a smart ass.
You want to confirm.
You're being a smart ass. Don't be a smart ass, boy. You can take this outside on a hot summer's day, all right, buddy?
Hey, you know you talk reckless, you're not getting home.
So yeah, I just want to know if like people can grow and like have different ideals or opinions or principles from when they were like probably 5-10 years ago, or even from when they were teenagers into their 20s or into their 30s.
So what you're saying is you want to know if people can stop being shitty individuals.
Yeah, basically. Or they can become shitty individuals.
Yeah.
So like, what's a good example? What's that girl's name that was that tweeted out? She hated some. She was talking shit about black women.
Sabrina Claudio or something like that?
Yeah, Sabrina Claudio, right? So she said some bullshit about black women, and this was probably when she was like a little kid, teenager, bullshitting on Twitter.
Old enough to form.
Yeah, basically old.
Ideas.
Yeah, basically old enough to form opinions and type stuff on Twitter and be a tough guy, right? So, but it's not really just her, but at the same time, talking about just like as an individual, do you think people could like be racist or hate people or have an opinion about a certain group or culture or or whatever, and just be like, yo, 5-10 years later, and be like, you know what? I don't feel that way anymore.
If you're asking if people can grow out of ignorance, yeah, I believe so. But certain things I don't, I don't think you can. It's not about growing out of those things.
Uh-huh.
It's about, I mean, do you deserve forgiveness for your quote unquote growth? That's what a lot of people don't understand. That just because you changed or you said you changed from how you used to be back in the day doesn't constitute, all is well. People don't have to forgive you for shit that you did 5-10 years ago, even if you genuinely have changed. So it's less about, oh, I changed from my past. It's more about shit. What was the shit I was doing back in the day so bad that even if I shed those ideals and I distance myself from that 5-10 years down the line, do people have to forgive me for it? The answer is no, bro. If you was a shitty human being back then, it's hard to believe that, after like a few years, you all of a sudden change. There has to be something that happened.
But why is that? Like, let's say, okay, I'll use myself as an example. Just make up a scenario. Like, let's say, at the age of 16, I'm disgusted with like white people. Like, let's say at the age of 16, I'm disgusted with white people. I hate white people, and every time I seen a white person, I just started to fight them, beat up on them, and like I
Come on, man, make a real scenario.
yeah, but I'm just
Not a real scenario.
yeah, I'm just
You're not just saying Grand Theft Auto.
yeah, but let's just say I'm just making it up like a very like over exaggerated.
Yeah, like it's not gonna work. It's like
But
you
it's
have to
gonna
come up
work.
with something a little bit more.
It's realistic.
Yeah, like
okay.
I'm sorry, I used to beat up white people on the street for no random reason.
Yes. I felt
That's not you. That's no. That's,
yes, like, I
Nah.
probably I may have done that.
No,
So,
you haven't. Shut
okay, so me as a white person, then I'll say, and at 16, but from let's say from when I was born, and my parents raised me in a certain way, and my parents were racist, and they didn't like white other races, and they taught me a whole bunch of shit that I didn't know better about, but they just taught me that shit anyways. And then it's like, once I'm in high school or even in middle school and stuff like that, I carry these same beliefs and ideals, and I'm here treating certain people a certain way, talking to people a certain way. Then all of a sudden, I'm meeting different races. I'm talking to different cultures, and I'm socializing with these people, and I'm realizing like, yo, my parents are kind of like bullshitting with me. You know what I'm saying? And then, but yet I still have those same kind of ideals, and I go into my 20s, and I'm almost like, you know what? I don't really believe that shit that I was taught before. But let's say I've done and said some shit in my teens, and now I'm in my late 20s that I don't still agree with or live by. But yet, all the stuff that happened like 10 years ago follows me in my 20s. And Sabrina Claudio, the only reason that a lot of people really don't give a shit about her or kind of like take her apology serious, because her apology didn't really seem genuine, right? So that I understand. But like, let's say someone actually like genuinely like sits there and says, yo, like, back then I was a dick, I was a douchebag, and the stuff that I was carrying with me was a lot of hate and anger towards a race that I was just ignorant about. Do you think people should be like, would you think people should give that person or give me a fair trial?
People shouldn't. People, it's not about shouldn't. They don't have to do anything they don't want to. That's all it comes down to. Like I said, people don't owe you forgiveness for nothing. It could have been 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was ignorant back then. This is all I was around. I was only around racists, so I thought that way. And, that's all fine and shit. It don't matter. People don't owe you nothing, bro. It could be 50 years after the fact. People don't owe you no forgiveness. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so now my next question would be like, I know, not a question, but more like a statement. But it's like, So, like, I would say people pick and choose who they want to forgive and don't forgive, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Based on whatever guidelines they have, because like, because I know a lot of people, I know a lot of black people, especially they really dislike white people a lot, and yeah, you say some bullshit, we don't have to forgive you, we don't have to like you, even though you said it 20 years ago. Yeah, you're still a fucking dickhead, okay, whatever. But like, let's say a kid did something back when he was a teenager and he just made a mistake, right? Black kid, and people are just, I mean, that's people rag on him for doing some bullshit that made no sense for him doing, and then there's just like, yo, he was just a kid, like, and he happened like 20 years ago, like, let it go.
That
And like,
change,
people will like group up and be like, yo, you're a dick for this, and like, I would say more so this happens a lot. I've noticed this happens a lot on Twitter. It does happen in real life, but since I'm on Twitter kind of like here and there, I see they would see someone they like make a mistake and do some shit like back in like 18 and be like, yo, let's forgive them. Like, why are we holding on to something when they were a kid? Like, people can change and shit like that. But like Sabrina Claudio, we don't really like her regardless. And it's like,
well, I didn't know who she was prior to.
yeah, neither did I. But it's like people don't like her or whatever it is, or don't even care or give whatever a fuck about her because she's white. Maybe that's the reason, right? And they're just like,
Nah, it depends on the severity of your past, yo. Like that's all it comes down to. You can say whatever you want in regards to people not liking you, and you know, a lot of people, you see it a lot. People don't like somebody to try to pull up some old tweets and shit from their past to kind of bury them. And depending on the person, it works or doesn't. But I mean, yeah, that's all it comes down to. How, like, was the shit that you were saying back then forgivable? Like, is it something that people can chalk up to you just being young and ignorant, or is it just like, wow, that's some fucked up shit? Because it's one thing to be talking reckless about, I don't know. And when it comes down to racist shit, I don't think a lot of people would forgive you for that.
okay.
Because especially in the times we in, it's not like, you know, it's not the 60s, bro. Like, it's the 2000s, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if somebody pulls up an old tweet from you saying some racist shit, it most likely was some shit you were saying back in 2012, which is not that long ago. You know what I'm saying? So for you to have that mindset at that time, people won't look at it and say, oh, you know, they were young and ignorant at that age. Like, nigga.
No, but to be honest, like, literally 2013 is not that long ago for me. And I've said some bullshit back then, but I don't believe in now.
But you weren't saying, like, hurtful shit. You're just saying ignorant shit. Like, just plain dumb. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between,
Like purposely trying to offend somebody.
like, troll. Yeah, there's a difference between trolling and, you know, like, I guess back then when you're younger, you say things for shock value. Because, you know, you want to seem edgy and out there and, oh, you know, wow, this person has no filter. Versus, wow, that's some fucked up shit you saying about, you know, indigenous people, bro. Or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, that shit, I don't care what age you at. There's no excuse for that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, people don't owe you forgiveness based on your idea of, oh, I've grown and I've changed. You can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. If they got that image of you back from 3-4 years ago and you were saying like mad racist shit or mad offensive shit to a certain people, like, you know, towards women or whatever the case may be, dog, they don't owe you nothing, yo. So the smartest thing you can do is, if you building a career where you're gonna be in the public eye, yo, check your timeline.
Or you're gonna work a job that's probably gonna be checking your social
Yeah,
media.
like, just
and,
make sure you got all that shit straight.
Yeah.
Like, don't be stupid. I still don't understand how, like, athletes and stuff be getting caught slipping with their old tweets. Like, you should have somebody hired to scroll your entire page from, like, start to finish, just to make sure there's no shit that'll get you jammed up.
But supposedly someone said that a lot of that stuff really stays there no matter really what you do.
I mean, it depends.
Yeah.
If
If you can catch it before people can like.
screenshot it and shit,
Yeah.
you should be okay. But people, what happens is they'll have a tweet from back in the day pulled up, and then they'll delete it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh fuck, now you caught red-handed because somebody got the screenshot, or they retweeted it, or they manually retweeted it. So it's there, but you delete it, and a lot of times I'll see celebrities try to pretend like that tweet never existed, and somebody will be like, no, that wasn't made up, that wasn't forged. Like we have the screenshot, and they look goofy. Just monitor your shit.
Okay, so instead of something people said like opinions, how about actions? Because I know for a fact when, like, let's say people being bullies or someone being what's the word I'm looking for? Extra. Let's say like women or men who are super sexual in their teens. You know what I'm saying? Like having over like 20, 30 partners between the age of like 16 and 19. Like, you know what I'm saying? And going into their mid 20s to late 20s or even a guy who just goes around school bullying people and hurt a lot of people and made a lot of enemies. Now he's an adult and he's trying to make a better life and everyone's trying to do better, have a family and do all that shit. And that shit catches up with you like 10 years later again. Then someone's just like, yo, I remember you from high school. And they're bringing up shit from when you were a teenager saying, yeah, you were this girl who slept with all these people and kind of like tarnishing your image when it's like that happened so long ago, you're not that same person. Or it's like, yo, it's like you're going to work a job and the guy who you kind of bullied back in high school is like he still has that hurt in his heart. You know what I'm saying? He's carrying a lot of like years of anger and frustration. He's just like, oh, I've been waiting for this fucking day. You
Are you working for him?
Yeah, and
that's your problem, nigga. Hey, that's on you. You should have thought better.
You know what I'm saying?
And wiser.
And then it's like you go for a job that you really wanted, or if you're even getting hired, right? And he's just like, oh, you can't work here, buddy. And it's like, why? My resume's good. I did all the education. It's like, nah, fuck you. I don't care.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, bro.
Yeah.
All of your actions have a reaction, so if you're not prepared for them, don't fucking do that shit you're doing. That's it.
And if someone's being like super sexual when there's a kid and they come in their 20s and people sharing that kind of shit now, that stuff is fair too?
As long as you are honest with yourself, then that shouldn't bother nobody.
Bother you, right?
If a chick said, yeah, I had 20 bodies from age 16 to 21, it's like, so what? If she's like, yeah, so what? What can you really say to hurt her? If she's online pretending to be like, Miss 90-day rule and,
But a lot of people do try to cover up that shit though. Like
then that's on them. Like then you did that to yourself, and that's where you see people get inflamed because they portray a different image of themselves, and then people see like, okay, well, you acting like this, you claiming this, and you hold yourself in this high regard, but we have these old confirmed factos of you being a piece of shit and being racist and being a hoe or whatever, you stealing lettuce from grocery stores, whatever. Yo, people can do whatever they want with that information when they have it. You just got to deal with it as it comes.
So like, yeah, just like thinking about it, it's basically the end point would be don't try to be holier than thou. If you have like a kind of like a shitty past of being a dickhead, basically.
Just understand. It's not even about being holier than thou. It's just understand, like, if you've done some shit in the past and it comes to light, like, you better be able to answer to that shit. You better have an answer for it. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. Or at least be genuine with like an apology when time comes.
Yeah.
And then still have to deal with it after.
Yeah, I remember that. No, don't nobody owe you shit. That includes forgiveness. So if your career is destroyed off of some shit from your past, and to be quite frank, you did it to yourself, You gotta live with that. I see a lot of people, they defend their favorite celebrities, and they'll be like, "Wow, why are you guys digging up old tweets, and why are you guys going that far back trying to ruin them?" It's like, nigga, it's there. I mean, not really ruining nobody if they actually did these things. So you better talk to them. You did that shitty stuff in the past, and people found out, and they bring it up. You got nobody to blame but yourself. So that's it.
So if that happened to you, would you feel would you feel away?
No, not really.
You would just like be like, okay, yeah, I said it.
I had some like ignorant trains of thought back in the day that I grew out of, and that I literally just grew out of it based on maturing. I got rid of them tweets for sure. I'll tell you straight up. You go on my page, you ain't gonna find
All of them,
No, I got rid of all of them.
even those tweets about you eating babies.
Nigga, what? The fuck you talking about?
You used to eat babies, bro.
Nigga, don't say no bullshit. I'll definitely make you take the bus home. We talking about? I never tweeted about eating no goddamn babies.
Okay. Okay. So at least we cleared that up. Daytona.
Florida?
Pusha T.
He's in Florida?
Virginia.
The Daytona 500?
Daytona, Virginia. Is Daytona in Virginia too?
NASCAR?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Pusha T.
Who's Pusha T?
The kingpin of drug rap.
Who's the kingpin of drug rap?
Pusha T.
Who the hell is Pusha T?
King Push.
I don't know what that is.
Oh.
That's not helping.
So he drops the album. 7 songs. About what? 30 minutes?
20.
20?
That's actually perfect length for an album. I think more artists should do that.
I didn't give it like a deep listen, but by my few listens of like what 5 times, I think 6 times, it was a pretty good album. I like the production. He does his regular
MAGA beats.
you know. Oh yeah, Kanye. He does his regular you know, I'm a drug dealer. Ugh. Yuck. So he does all that bullshit, right? And he does mention the boy Drizzy Drake.
Yeah, you don't mention him as much as you just send shots at him.
But he did mention him like once.
He didn't say his name.
He didn't say his name, but we all knew who he was talking about.
So he didn't mention him. He took shots. You proved my point.
You don't have to say someone's name to mention somebody.
Yeah, to mention somebody, you have to actually say their name. For me to mention you on Twitter, I have to either say your name or at you, don't I?
Okay, so
Anything else, I'm just taking shots.
I'm gonna talk mad shit
Just
about you.
taking subs.
I'm gonna talk mad shit about you on Twitter and never at you, and you can never say I mentioned you.
If you don't mention my name in the tweets, then no, you didn't mention me. At that point in time, it's just subs.
You better not feel away. Don't at me.
Why
too.
would I feel away?
Don't at me.
Dusty. Nothing you say is gonna hurt me.
Okay. So, with that being said, outside of Drake, the album was pretty good. The production was actually well done too. I think there's only one song I liked, and one song with I liked a lot. Was the song with Rick Ross?
Hard piano.
Yeah, that was a dope record to me. I don't know. I just like whatever song Ross is on. Ross is actually he was one of the best rappers of our time.
He's a really good liar.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Exactly what I just said. He's a good storyteller. Ross is good with the lies he makes up. Almost makes you believe he lived that life.
Well, majority of people are good at that in the hip hop game.
No, not really. A lot of rappers don't really paint pictures. A lot of rappers just rap. They just lie on record. There's a big difference between lying and painting a picture. Like, I think if you didn't know anything about Rick Ross, you didn't know about like the CO shit, you'd think, yo, this nigga was like a drug lord, turned into a rapper. But obviously niggas who know about Ross know that's bullshit. Like, when they said he had a seizure and he was in the hospital, that nigga was getting a fucking fat transfer. That's all it was. He's a good liar.
How do you know that?
That nigga came out the hospital like 50 pounds lighter, bro. He ain't having to see you.
How do you know that? Were you there?
I don't have to be there, bro.
Well, you don't have any
That
facts.
nigga was getting a fat transfer, a liposuction, whatever you want to call it.
Do you have the facts? Do you have proof?
I mean, you're going pretty hard to protect him.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking a question. I can't ask questions.
I mean, you can ask questions, but I don't mean I have to answer them.
But at the same time, you're spreading false narratives for something that you don't know.
There's no false narrative. That nigga ain't had no.
But if you don't know, how is it? How can you say something like that?
Because niggas know. If you know, you know.
Oh, if you know, you know, but you don't really know because you weren't there.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be there, nigga. What the hell? What's the point of that? What's the point of even bringing that up? Bottom line is this. Rick Ross has been a liar. We've always known this. Alright, like he's a known liar. He raps well and he picks good beats, so niggas forgive him. At this point in time, niggas kind of really don't care. It's like, alright, like we know you're lying, nigga, but it's some luxurious shit, so we'll just play along with it.
Oh, excuse me. Oh,
The hell was that?
is my life on record. So, yeah. So I did like hard piano. I like Ross. I like Ross's verse. Pusha T. I don't think Pusha T raps bad. And that brings up a point where I was gonna say where Drake, he actually like where he brought up a shot saying he wasn't even top 5. He's not even top 5 in his own label.
That's a bold-faced lie.
So who's part of good music?
I don't know.
Let me do my Googles right now. So I know Kid Cudi.
Yeah, trash.
Common.
Come on.
Common is better than Pusha T.
What?
Rapping?
What?
Man, this conversation.
I'm making commercials?
This conversation might be.
And playing the same villain in every movie? Yeah, he's better at Pusha T than that.
No, he's better than Pusha T.
Okay.
Okay, then Big Sean.
Yeah, hell no.
Big Sean's better than Pusha T.
And what? Don't say rapping.
Rapping?
Are you doing this shit on purpose?
No, I'd rather have Big Sean over Pusha T on a verse.
Yeah, I'd never want to come to a house party that you was hosting.
Okay, Side of the Prince is better than Pusha T.
And what?
At rapping.
Yo, I swear you did this shit on purpose. There's no way I'm eating a slushy with a spoon, and I cannot believe the words that are coming out of your mouth.
You really don't believe... Okay. So you're saying so Pusha T's the best rapper on good music?
Yeah. Big Sean, though, like... that one, I think you just being annoying on purpose. There's no way you mean
You don't think Big Sean could rap?
No! No!
Well, that's your opinion. I think Big Sean could rap.
It's a confirmed facto, buddy.
Your opinion. There's no fact.
That nigga cannot... What? Name a Big Sean track that goes hard. That you can say, all right, there was some bars, some lyricism on here. This is some real rap therapy. Name a Big Sean track that can be can be lumped up in rap therapy, huh?
That's crazy.
Name a Big Sean track. Name a fucking Sci-Hi to Prince. These fucking coon ass niggas. Sci-Hi's a fucking joke. No, fuck that nigga.
That's crazy. But I would definitely say, in my opinion, he's definitely top 5.
Big Sean.
Because there's there's Big Sean, Pusha T, Sci-Hi. The only 3 that I probably know that could rap.
Isn't 2 Chainz? Isn't 2 Chainz on?
Kid Cudi too?
Kid Cudi's not a rapper. I don't know what the fuck Kid Cudi is. He's just a drug addict that hums.
And then you have Kanye. Kanye probably, yeah.
Kanye
Yeah, Kanye.
Kanye don't even write his own shit, so let's keep him out of there.
Okay. Well, those are the only artists that I kind of know.
I don't know nobody else on good music.
That I can
imagine. Let's discuss the Duppy freestyle because
so Drake saying that is kind of a reach.
It's not kind of. That's
kind of a reach.
That's MJ in Space Jam with 5 seconds on the clock being held down by the Monstars reach. All right, that's bullshit. And all right, let's get into it. The Duppy freestyle. It was sudden. You know, it was a surprise. You know, less than 24 hours from the album dropping, and I want to just discuss some things about that. Like, one, let's get down to the fact. He did not listen to Infrared at the same time everybody else did and write that freestyle. If you believe that, then I don't know. Either you being ignorant or like you doing it on purpose, like you purposely just following the narrative, or you really are a groupie. Yo, rappers know about these tracks way before the public does. You really don't think Drake knew that shots was coming at him from Infrared prior to this shit being dropped? You really think this nigga listened to it at the same time as us and said, okay, I'm hopping in the studio right now to deliver some smoke for that ass? No, bro. This nigga knew about it way before that shit dropped. Just like Joe Budden knew about the shot that Drake took at him on No Shopping with French. And he dropped all them freestyles before we even knew No Shopping came out. Like,
we all knew Drake dissed him before No Shopping came out.
no, like here's the thing.
There was
like,
a small clip that came out with Drake.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, you really don't think that rappers don't have niggas sending them the leaks? Like, all right, this is what is on the album for you. Like,
but
niggas know about this stuff
but this
already,
is where I'm
bro.
saying this is a proven fact that small clip of Drake going pump, 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 pump it up in that No Shopping. Joe Budden heard that clip on Instagram, and then all of a sudden he's like, okay, if Drake's gonna diss me, then he just probably wrote a whole bunch after that.
Because Joe Budden's a loser. But what I'm saying is this: that wasn't written after he heard Infrared like everybody else. That's bullshit. That was in the chamber. That was waiting. That was strategically planned. I'll tell you, that's one.
Strategic marketing.
Yeah, for sure. Come on, that Drake. One thing I can give Drake props for is that nigga knows how to market, and he knows how to play social media. Like, that nigga's very good at it. All right,
and that's where he kind of told even on I forgot the bar, but he did mention like, yo, thank me for giving you like what.
But that's not something that was hidden. Like, Kanye already tweeted about that a while ago. So I mean, it's not. Like, it's nice to hear, and it's nice to hear in the track, but it's not something that was hidden and it was exposed through the track. Like, we already had Kanye tweets thanking him, so let's cut that shit out. A lot of the shots in the track were really towards Kanye more than anything else, about Virgil and The Father Stretched My Hands and 30 Hours, all that shit was really aimed at Kanye. When he said it was about Pusha's past, but it was your cousin, then him, then you. So you don't. Wait, he's like, so you don't really rap about your past. You just rap what you know, or some shit like that. That's bullshit.
That was mad funny,
like,
because
that's wild for Drake to be trying to discuss street credibility, and
that's why I'm laughing, because I seen like a tweet saying like, yo, yeah, it's crazy that Drake, a non-street nigga, is looking at a street nigga and saying like, yo, you're a fraud.
Yeah, you're approachable.
So I was dying. That was actually Punchline was kind of funny. So, but it was funny because him saying it, and it's like, yo, Pusha T better be in the studio writing a whole bunch of lines.
Like, come on, bro.
He's better be running out of ink for that. But like,
it's a nice first listen line. Like, it's like one of those things where you hear it the first time, you're like, oh shit. But let's get down to it. Yo, Malice is already confirmed multiple times. Push was out there. Like, them niggas was really doing what they was rapping about. I don't know to what degree, but it's been like, I've never heard anybody try to test their street credibility. I've never heard somebody come at them niggas and say, okay, yeah, you niggas is frauds. Usually, it goes the route of, oh, it was Malice doing all of it. But obviously, here's one thing I really don't understand about a lot of listeners these days. Like, even if a nigga, like, we get a lot of liars talking about, how much drugs he sold and shit. Yeah, that comes to the territory. But like, you have to understand, there's still, even if a nigga's legit, even if a nigga was out there, pushing keys, shooting niggas, ordering hits and all that shit. Yo, there's only so much stuff you can rap about. Like, you can't put confirmed, you can't put confirmed crimes on wax because you end up like Bobby Shmurda.
Well, they do have like a 7-year kind of I know that there are laws over there. You have 7 years to like after this thing go by, like, if you can talk about it.
Can you confirm that? I don't think that's the case.
Well, anything past like 7 years, you can't lock them up about it
How do you know that?
because they said it's a law in the states.
What's the law called? I've never heard of that. You saying if a nigga committed a murder like 15 years ago, after 7 years they can't go after him, even if he went on a track and said, "I did it, Times Square, 5 p.m. in front of the bodega. An Asian lady saw me. I shot her too." They'd be like, "Oh, sorry, it's been 7 years. We can't convict him."
I can't remember what it says. Can't for yeah, statutes of limitation.
Give me the definition for that. I know a little bit about statute of limitations, but it depends. Like I think when it comes to statute of limitations, doesn't that go based on like charges? Like if you were charged but you weren't convicted?
Statute prescribing a period of limitations for bringing up a certain kind of legal action. I don't know legal jargon. No longer be filed. So like when a period of time specified in the statute of limitation passes, a claim might no longer be filed. So I think if you did get filed, may be liable to struck defense against the claims. It includes the claim has been barred. Seems if you actually been like trialed or anything like that, or arrested for those kind of things.
Yeah, I don't know if it would work in the situation we're talking. But anyways, we're not lawyers here. That's not what we're gonna get into. But yeah, it was kind of funny to me listening to Drake trying to call out Pusha in regards to street cred, saying it wasn't you, it was your brother and your cousins. I mean, come on, bro. Let's not even try to get into that street shit. Before, when Drake first came out, remember niggas would be like, yo, you can't try to go at Drake on that street shit because he doesn't claim to be a street nigga. But lately, this nigga's been acting like a mafia don, trying to fight Kendrick Perkins, which is wild to me. Kendrick Perkins is like 6'10", 390 pounds. Nigga get his ass whooped if he met Kendrick Perkins one-on-one. I even know what's going through that nigga's his head. I mean, I guess the life is getting to him, but I heard the freestyle the first time and it was cool. It was like, you hear it the first time and the bars are they're cold and it's shock value, but then when you have a chance to listen to it a few more times, you kind of like, all right, it's not really that nice. But the problem with that is, Drake, his presence on social media is so heavy that niggas will drool at shit like that. Like, niggas was acting like it was Armageddon when you dropped that shit. Like, he dropped a nuclear bomb. Bro. I mean, the Virginia Williams line, yeah, it was cool. I listened to it again. I was like, why did he say it like that? Like, a nigga, I can't remember who it was, but a nigga said, like, when he said that line, it sounds like he was waving his finger in the studio, which is funny to me. I noticed, like, if you listen to that whole freestyle, you notice that this nigga didn't put on none of his accents. Like, he was rapping like Canadian that shit. Like, there's no bass in his voice. There was no.
The whole point of a Duppy freestyle is mean a Duppy, right? So a lot of people here say Duppy and Jamaicans say
like
Duppy.
He was really upset when he was rapping. Like, he was like Canadian mad,
the white Canadian mad.
Yeah, like. Bottom line is this: the freestyle was cool. I don't put it on a pedestal as of like top 5, top 10 diss tracks ever, because it's not.
Okay, but
it's just some cool shit because it's Drake, niggas are gonna hype it. But
are you interested in like them going back and forth at all?
Yeah, I want to see it back and forth. I want to see it get personal, bro.
Okay.
I want niggas' feelings to get hurt, but I doubt that's gonna happen. To be honest, this seems kind of fabricated. It seems a bit too well planned in regards to albums dropping and certain albums coming up and the whole IG Pusha retweeting the freestyle about send the invoice for the extra 20K.
Yeah.
And then Drake going on IG and posting that weak ass invoice and niggas like, oh my god, he's a savage. I am masturbating right now to Drake's Instagram. Like, nigga, relax. Like, it's social media games, bro. That's what his presence is heavy. And he knows how to market. And he knows how to play social media when it comes time for this shit. I mean, back to back wasn't even nice. But this nigga was on stage.
A lot of people would disagree.
It wasn't nice. He was on stage. Like what killed Meek in that situation was the fact that Meek was already seen as pretty corny by the masses at that time, because Meek had lashed out on folks prior to the Drake beef. So like it kind of diminishes credibility. You know what I'm saying? At that point,
What made him look corny?
I mean, don't you remember the shit when he was like when he dropped like a 15 tweet essay on Wale? Oh shit, I think I got like bubble guts from the slushy or something.
From water?
I gotta fight. Let it pass.
Okay. And
Let it pass, bro.
so
Okay. So yeah, the Wale shit, like Meek at that point in time was known for doing pretty corny shit. Like he just seemed like a guy that couldn't keep his mouth shut, and it's like instead of addressing shit offline and like, you know, with the person that you had those problems with, he would bring all of his issues to social media. So at that point in time, niggas are looking at him like, okay, like, nigga, you always do this. It's corny. We kind of don't want to hear it no more. We don't want to deal with it. Even though he was bringing facts to the whole Drake beef, social media presence overshadowed that. Like, I mean, this nigga, yo, he's posted some real wild shit. Like, apparently this nigga Drake got like peed on and shit. Like, niggas, they skimmed over that shit. You know what I'm saying? These are things that were mentioned in that beef that nobody really questioned. And that's because, it's Drake. I mean, it's corny-ass Meek. Nigga always yelling, rapping about his Audemars versus the songbird of our generation, Aubrey Graham. So it's like, niggas kind of, you know, that's what it comes down to. If niggas are riding with you, especially on social media, there's not much that you can do wrong. Thankfully, I don't think that's going to work in this beef with Push, because Push is not looked at as a corny nigga or nothing like that. Like, man, there's a lot of things that that you listen to the Duppy freestyle the first time, you're like, holy fuck, and then you kind of, research the lines, and you realize
actually, yeah, like here's one line that actually kind of I was taken aback by listening to the first time, and I'm surprised you would say this, because he goes, I can never have a Virgil in my circle and hold him back because he makes me nervous.
Yeah, you saw them tweets, niggas.
Yeah,
like P&D,
right? Like that. So even when I first heard it, I'm just like, it's weird you would say that, because the following line after that, he goes, I want to see my brothers flourish to their higher purpose. You niggas are leeches and serpents.
That's wild, because
that's wild coming from him, you know?
Coming from a nigga who's known, like, he has a reputation for securing talent for himself and basically seeping off their talent and using it to his own benefit. Like, this nigga's known as, like, the modern, like, the biggest culture vulture there is. So it's kind of wild for him to rap about that stuff. You know, like I said, it's a good first time listen, and then after that, you kind of got dissect the lyrics and do your research on it. You realize it's not that. You got.
Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a brief intermission. So, we were touching upon
Duppy
Freestyle, and last thing we mentioned is Drake being a culture vulture and kind of mentioning people being snakes. And
I mean, didn't him and The Weeknd fall out over some shit like that?
Yeah.
And isn't those Majid Jordan nigga kind of like rotting away on OVO and a whole bunch of shit? There's a lot of examples of this nigga doing exactly what he accused Kanye of doing. Like I said, it was a good first listen, and then you actually sit back, you listen to the lyrics one more time, and you actually look it up, and it's like, all right, man. Don't come as hard when you actually know the facts behind it. Like, okay, he mentioned a lot of it. All the Kanye shit is solid. So if anything, I see that diss track is more of a shot at Ye than Push, because the shit he said about Push wasn't really, when you listen to it, doesn't hold much weight. Like, all right, you're not top 5 on your label. That's a lie. Oh, you don't rap about what you did. You just rap what you knew. That's a lie. You running behind a nigga that's younger than you. You know your boss is older than you, bro. Pusha's older than Kanye by like a few days, for like a few weeks. They born in the same year. You know what I'm saying? So like, even that shit.
That wasn't a lie though. He's still older.
That doesn't hold actual weight. It's not like.
But it's a fact, though.
No, it's not.
You're talking
like
about
Pusha's,
facts and fabrications,
yeah,
but that was
doesn't
a fact.
matter.
That's one fact.
It's a fact, but it's not hard.
But it's still
like,
one
nigga,
fact.
shut the fuck up. All right, shit. You always do that shit. You trying to annoy me on purpose. All right, that shit's not hard. If a nigga said, "Yo, you running behind this nigga and he younger than you, and you know your boss is a little homie," you say, "All right, I'd understand if Kanye was like 28, 31. Both them niggas is in their 40s, bro. A few weeks apart. Like when you break those lines down, you realize how mid they really are. That's all it comes down to. And I'm not taking away from the diss. This is hard when you hear it the first time, but after that, it's kind of it's not gonna go down as no diss of the decade or nothing. I mean, T-shirt and buttons. That's a diss track, bro.
Well, besides that, I do enjoy it. Enjoy
what?
The back and forth, at least, because I know
Yeah.
I know Pusha T has been like kind of poking at Drake for a while
Yeah,
now.
a long time, like 10 years.
This was like for a while now, and Drake would mention it here and there, or in some of his songs, and then now he's just like, okay, let me just put something right out, right? And I would like to hear a response from Pusha T soon, hopefully this week, maybe even next week. Besides that, the back and forth seemed like it would be fun, because even Drake, he's just like, you know what? He kind of softened the blow for himself a little bit, even talking about Q, the guy.
Q got it straight at you. He
Yeah.
didn't deserve it. That nigga's missing a leg. Leave him alone.
But the thing is, it's like, it's not. But the thing is, he kind of did deserve it, because he did take that as a promotional run right after too. Like he ran with it because he was doing interviews with like.
Yeah, he was definitely eating his 15 minutes of fame, which I can't blame him.
But the thing is, it's like you start listening to him, it's like, oh yeah, he can rap. Like, you know, he's pretty good at rapping and stuff. Like, no, but I'm saying people would listen to him like, yeah, he could rap, he could do certain this and that, and all of a sudden it's like no one's supporting him. So they don't really give a shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So people only really cared just because it was Drake and they just wanted to talk shit.
Quentin Miller, he was destined to be a ghostwriter, because I don't want to hear that nigga rap himself.
So like they just took it and ran with it just to diss Drake. And to be quite honest, for that line I'm on Drake's side, because it's like, yo, listen, you guys want to talk shit about me, so it's like at the same time, like a lot of these no-name rappers who write certain things, they're not really getting paid money, like a lot of money rapping. Drake is helping people by doing that shit. So it's like, you can say what you want, but I was just trying to help him out.
That nigga's a master manipulator, okay?
Okay, but regardless, I want to see the back and forth between Pusha T and Drake.
I don't really think there's going to be a back and forth, though, honestly.
It's going to be one-sided?
This is not going to be like the Beanie Siegel Jadakiss beef. Like, we're not going to get that type of energy. I do not believe it. We're not going to get Jay-Z versus Nas type energy. It's not going to be that.
We're going to get that energy from one of them. Pusha T, because Pusha T's going to come back with some.
I hope this nigga comes back with some cold shit. Like, no more of that.
But Drake is probably going to be like, okay, I'm done. I'm done.
I
don't think.
I don't know how Drake responds if
this is
comes
probably
directly at him and says like, "Nigga, I'm calling you out."
To be honest, this is the most direct I've seen Drake. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, not really, because he came after Meek. That was the first time he really went straight at a nigga.
Yeah.
Like, every other diss track or anything else was just shots. I mean, remember when he dissed your fave, Common? And then Common called him Canada Dry.
Common.
That was a funny beef over Serena Williams.
Yo, Common. I think Common won that battle, man.
Of course, you think that.
I think Common won that battle, but okay, so that will be it for today.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank y'all for listening to We Should Have Done This Sooner podcast.
Thighs Out edition.
Okay. Don't forget to like, comment, and share on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Why do you keep forgetting Google Play?
I didn't. I just said Google Play.
You have to muster up the thought. Like, it didn't come natural.
I just said Google Play, so I didn't forget. So with that being said, hit us up on all of our social media platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, and all that good stuff.
Why you lowering your voice like that? You know niggas can't hear you, right?
They can hear me. I'm just trying to get sexy on them because it's
for niggas.
Summertime.
No, I want you to repeat that. You're trying to get
for
sexy
ladies. There's ladies out. Ladies out here.
No,
I said
no. Let's circle back
ladies.
to what I just said.
Well, you know what?
I said, why are you whispering? And I said, niggas can't hear you. And then you said,
I'm not into men, but if the men are into me, then that's fine. I'm sexy.
Disgusting.
I'm hot. I'm a hot boy.
This is our last episode.
I'm hot boy.
I'm not making no more fucking.
Oh, and we're out. Salute.
All right, peace.